everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a brand new Gabor style. This is a new style for 2022, spring 2022, and it's called Spring Romance, and the color is Rusty Auburn, actually SS Rusty Auburn. The code for that is GL27-31SS. This is brand new, like I said, for spring. There we go. I don't know if it matters to see the tag or not, but sometimes I think it can be helpful. Brand new for spring 2022. So if you're curious about this style, stick around. I'll tell you all about it. I would like to thank Wig Studio One for their partnership with me on this review. They sent me this piece so that I could show it to all of you, and it's always so fun to partner with Wig Studio One and bring you brand new styles, because there's always something a little exciting and fresh when manufacturers release new styles. This one is a short style, as you can tell, which I think could be great for summer. I know a lot of my wig sisters are looking for shorter pieces as the weather warms up, and this one totally fits the bill. If you're not familiar with Wig Studio One, I encourage you to check them out. They are on Facebook. They have their own private support group called Wig Studio One Wig and Topper Support Group. Thousands, double-digit thousands of women in that group sharing their experience with wigs, sharing pictures, answering questions. It's a great place to get support if you're looking for support, or just get some pictures of wigs on different women. So many women in that group are more than happy to share pictures of them in their different wigs, and it's a way for you to do your research. They also have a website. It's wigstudio1.com. It's one of my trusted retailers, and they have a great customer service team if you're looking for some help in picking out your next piece. They also have a live chat feature during business hours, so if that floats your boat and you love to do the online chat thing, then they've got you covered, and you can definitely get support from them that way. If you have any more questions about Wig Studio One, you can reach out to them at support@wigstudio1.com, and they'd be more than happy to help you out. All right, let's show you this style from all sides. So it's got some real choppy layers down here. Not too poofy, no kind of stack in the back. It's just a short, choppy style. All right, I have been playing around with this one just a little bit, trying to get my feel for it so I could share with you my impressions. One of the things I noticed right off the bat is this one has a lot of hair up here. There's lots and lots of hair, which if you are someone who likes to use styling products or do different styling with your wigs, you've got ample amount of hair to work with on that. So that is something really great about this style. For it being so short, sometimes you get wigs that are short like this and they are very, very low density and don't have a lot of poof on top. And for some people, that is a no-go. So if you're looking for a wig with a lot of hair on top and the ability to kind of poof it up and mess it up, this could be a good style for you. This one, to me, is just begging for styling cream and I don't know, a personalized touch. I've been playing with it so much, I've not put any styling cream in it because I wanted to do the review and not mess with it, because I want you to know what you'll get out of the box. This is out of the box. I've done nothing to this one. I have not sprayed it with water. I've not hung it upside down. The most that I've done with it is kind of done this just to see how the fibers want to lay, kind of what they want to do, how these bangs lay. That's really all I've done to this one. So if you were to purchase this one, it's pretty much going to look like this out of the box. This piece has a lace front and a left side mono part, your typical left side mono part. And so you can part it from the left to the right. One thing that I want to point out to you guys, though, there's so much hair on the top, you cannot see that monofilament at all. I have tried and tried and tried to get this hair to part at the monofilament so that you can see it, and it just doesn't want to. There's so much hair on the top. So if you're somebody who really likes to show the monofilament, I mean, you are kind of paying a premium price for that. You know, it's a little bit more expensive than a wig without a monofilament part. Then you're going to want to pluck this one or do something to bring out that part a little bit. This one just doesn't do that. The other thing I noticed is these bangs. They're not very long, but they're too long for me and my measurements, and you can check out my measurements in the description. So I have worked at it to get it to lay to the side. It does sweep to the side pretty well though, and likes to stay there. But there's something about this wig that just calls to me for bangs. It just seems like it really wants to have bangs. So if you're someone who loves bangs and you're constantly on the lookout for wigs with bangs, this one is going to be really easy to modify to give you bangs because they're there. They're just a little long. And if your measurement from your hairline to kind of your eyebrows where you want your bangs to lay is longer than mine, this one actually might fit you a little bit better in the bang department. You might not have to do much cutting. But if you don't want bangs, this one does have a lace front. And so there's your lace front, and you can see that right there. This lace front is quite light. It doesn't blend with my skin tone very well, as you can see. When that happens, you have a couple of options. You can use makeup. If you have powder that kind of matches the skin tone of your face, you can just dab a little bit of powder on that. That will disguise that lace, or you can trim it. My preference when I have wigs where you can kind of see the lace, and actually that happens quite often with Aesthetica wigs for me. It also happens with Ellen Villa wigs. I just trim up that lace, and I do have a Tip Tuesday showing you how to do that. It doesn't harm the lace, in my opinion. A lot of people do it. And sometimes it's just that little personal touch you need for the wig to really feel like it's you and it blends in with you. So keep that in mind. If you get a wig like this and the lace isn't perfect, that's really fixable, and a pretty easy fix at that. So we've got a lot of short kind of layers here. No curl, no waves. This is a straight style. There is a decent amount of permatease right here. So you've got your monofilament, and there's a decent amount of permatease here and over here surrounding that monofilament. But surprisingly, I think the volume comes from the amount of hair on the top, not necessarily the permatease. I do not consider this one to be heavily permateased. There isn't really any permatease all throughout the back here. That's why you have no kind of poof or stack. There's a little bit of permatease kind of at the sides, a little teeny tiny bit. The majority of the permatease is up here. It's not super poofy. So when I look at myself in the mirror with this one, I don't see huge poofiness. I mean, there is poof. It's not super flat to the head, not super low density, but it's not super poofy either. It's a real kind of good in between for those of you who want a little bit of volume, but you don't like a ton of it. I also think that will help to keep this relatively cool because you don't have so much permatease all around, and what permatease can do is act like insulation in a wig, and it can make it more like a hat because it's harder for the airflow to get through the permatease. So I don't think this one's going to be too much of a problem with that. Between the length and the fact that there's really no permatease all throughout the back, I do think this one's going to be relatively cool if that's what you're looking for. And I just showed you how she can tuck. So this one is totally tuckable, and it's just such a cute style when you have her tucked. If you look online and you see how the manufacturers have styled this one, I have a feeling that they have trimmed up the bangs because they do have it showing, and there's no way that model's forehead is that much longer than mine. So I think they've trimmed up the bangs a little bit, and they probably have put some styling cream in it. If I were to wear this wig, I would for sure be putting styling cream in this one. This one just calls for some piecing, some like John Renault piece out cream or some styling cream to really kind of mess it up and piece it out a little bit. I think it would be super, super cute that way. But if that's not your style, if you really like something a little bit more polished, you like your short styles, but you want something a little more polished, you don't want trendy, you don't want, you know, kind of messy rocker chick look, you're going to be able to achieve that with this really, really easily. I think this one is going to be great for that. Let's take a look at the cap. I will get to the color here in just a second. So, like I said, you have a lace front and a left side mono part. The The lace front goes about here to here, so you've got some decent parting space, but with the fibers being super kind of short around this area, not super short, but short enough, I don't think you're going to be doing a ton of off the face styling, although you could if you wanted to. Soft ear tabs, very soft with the metal stays, extended nape, Velcro adjusters, which we love, and then wefted throughout. I'm a really big fan of Gabor wigs. I really like their caps. I love their fibers. It's nice and soft, realistic, sort of soft and silky, not doll hair, not super dry. It feels wonderful. Their fibers can tend on the sort of lighter, kind of more wispy side, a little bit of a finer denier. And so that gives it a really realistic human hair look to it, which I think is fantastic. One of the things I love about Gabor wigs. Put it back on for you guys so you can see. So it's just a really easy shake and go style. I mean, truly, shake it out, run your fingers through it, throw it on, and then, you know, if you want to tuck it, if you want to stick little clips in. I mean, one of the fun things about short wigs like this, you can do a quick little twist, stick a little clip in or a bobby pin if you don't like clips, and you've got a whole other look and you've got it off your face and your forehead. So if you're going to be running around outside and it's a warm day out, this is one way that you can help make this wig a little bit cooler for you, is pull some of the hair up on the top and leave a little bit more airflow coming through on the forehead. So that is absolutely something you can do with this wig, and you can put all kinds of clips in. Where I mentioned that it has a little bit of volume up here and poof, I have a video, a Tip Tuesday out there that shows you how to remedy a wig that has too much poof for you. And it really only involves bobby pins. It doesn't involve thinning, although you could totally do that. But what I recommend is you take the top layer of hair, you kind of get it out of the way, and then you just take a bobby pin or a clip or something, and you sort of clip this down to the cap. Then you lay that top piece over so that you can't see the clip, and it absolutely lowers the profile of your wig. So if you're new to the wig wearing journey and you're just struggling to find a piece that's for you, and there's always something about the wigs that you purchase that aren't quite right, I really recommend you check out my Tip Tuesday playlist. I have so many tips in there that will help you on your journey. Some of them are very simple, like putting a few clips in. Some of them are a little bit more involved, like thinning a wig, plucking apart, cutting the lace. But it really helps you get more comfortable with the wig wearing journey, so I encourage you to check it out. Let's talk about this color. All right, guys, let me refresh my memory. I've had this color before in Soft and Subtle. SS Rusty Auburn, GL27-31SS. This is a beautiful red. Rusty Auburn is the name, and I think it's a great description. So we've got a lot of copper going on in this color. A 29 is like a light auburn. You're getting kind of close to the strawberry blonde is about a 27. So it's not a blonde, but it's sort of a light Irish red. And then you've got a 31, which is a medium auburn. And you've just got all of these auburn tones running all throughout. And then that is on a little bit of a darker root. But Gabor does such a great job with their rooting, like Raquel Welch, where they are more of a shadow root. It's not a super thick root. It's not a long root. It is a great blending of just some shadow at the root, just like your hair would be if you'd got it colored. There'd be just a little bit of more dark color at the root, and it doesn't look like overgrowth. It looks natural. It looks really, really beautiful, and that is this color. Let me take it off and get it close up to the camera, and then we can talk through that color a little bit more. So when you see this in person, you're going to see that light kind of Irish red, light auburn, next to some darker auburn tones. It's fairly well blended. There's not huge streaky difference, but there's absolute dynamic color going on here. Hopefully you can see that. Some darker, some lighter, very coppery. Really beautiful. There's that root. And they do such a good job of keeping that root tonally appropriate. It's a warm root with some kind of dark auburn in it. So it's very tonally appropriate. It's not, doesn't look like you had dark brown hair and then slapped some red color on. It's very well done. I really love their Rusty Auburn. If you like reds and auburns and coppers, but you don't want fire engine red, you don't want Kool-Aid red, I mean, you don't want something that looks like maybe you got it out of a box, this could be a great color for you. I'm a huge fan. I will get outside so that you can see this color outside as well. One last look on my head here, and then we'll get outside so you can see this color outside. Again, I just feel when I put this on, I want to play. I feel like it just needs some styling, some making it my own, some messing it up. There's just, you know, something about this wig that calls for some fun styling. All right, everybody, let's get outside so you can see this color outside. I will tack some pictures on the end. And thank you again to Wig Studio One for sending this piece to me. Please check them out. And again, like I tell you in all my sponsored videos, I highly, highly encourage you to thank retailers for working with us reviewers. It gets so many more wigs out there for you to see on many, many different women. That all is critical to success in this journey. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. If you're not subscribed, I'd ask you to consider subscribing and liking this video. Anything that you do to engage with my channel helps YouTube say, hey, maybe she's doing something valuable, and my reviews show up in search a little bit better. And you know Wig Sisters are out there searching like crazy, because if you are, many are. All right, guys, let's get outside. All right, everyone, here we are outside. So you can see this beautiful color and nice natural lighting. Very, very subtle rooting, incredibly subtle. Get nice and close here so you can see any nuance. All right, there you go. Hopefully that was a good look. So now you've seen this color outside.